What's up, guys? It has been a while. I think I've gained about 100 subscribers since I last posted a video. So to all you new subscribers, hello, thank you for joining, and hope you like the content that is coming out soon. Changed the background up a little bit, so I think this is going to be the new set. So I wanted to go over a few things right before I get into the review of this regarding like the channel and all that stuff. First thing, I have a ton of new products to review, which is awesome. And a lot of the products were actually sent to me by Zeos or Z or whatever you know them by from Z Review. And this is included, and that's really, really awesome of him, and thank you very much. Bear Dynamics sent me something, Audio Engine sent me something, so companies are starting to send me stuff, which is awesome, and hopefully I can pump out more reviews. I've definitely got a lot of reviews kind of built up and getting ready to release all of those in the coming weeks. Okay, now on to the reason why you clicked on this. I knew they made a headphone, but I didn't really give it any stock and never really paid attention to it. When somebody would say Brainwavz, I would always assume paths. I wouldn't really think of these. Now, these are a very love-hate headphone for me. Now, the general gist of why I love/hate these is because for $109 right now on Amazon, they are incredible sounding. They're definitely, as they list, a neutral headphone, if not maybe a little bit bright, possibly a little V-shaped because they definitely have a lot of bass, but then again, they are closed. And then the hate part of this is that the build quality is absolute shit. Okay, so if you just want to skip to the sound part and that's all you care about, go ahead and skip right here in the time code. If not, then let me go over what I hate about this first. One, the detachable cables do not have a right and left indicator other than the fact that one is colored and the other one is not. The gray one is right and the black one is left. Okay, the entire build is made up completely of really cheap, creaky plastic. The headphones come kind of unhooked really easily. That's not really a great thing in my opinion. As you can see, like the build quality on the arm is not that great. The only metal piece on this entire headphone is actually the headphone extension piece right here. But again, that doesn't really stay in place and doesn't have like a satisfying feel to it. The pads, these are actually the second pair of pads that comes in it. I do not have the originals as this was sent to me as like a used unit. So I can't verify what those sound like, but they look like this. And these are a different pair that comes with the headphones. Now, if we make our way up to the headband here, the problem with this headband is that it's angled plastic. So if you're to look at it like this, there's a piece of plastic that goes straight down, comes up, straight across, and then back down. And there's a tiny, tiny bit of foam in there. And then you just have this canvas material that is touching the top of your head. The problem with the foam, and this is the same problem with the ear pads, which I'll get into in a second, it's incredibly soft, but not very plush. So it's not elevating that plastic piece off your head. So you just feel these sharp lines of plastic go across your head. Now the problem with the pads, and this actually really surprised me, and they may just be worn to shit, I don't know, but I'm gonna review them as I got them. They are so soft and so like malleable that when you put them on, they compress so much that all you feel is the plastic of the cup pressing against your lower jaw and the top of your head. And it's really uncomfortable. And one thing that emphasizes that a lot is that the clamp force is really substantial. This is probably the strongest clamp force on a headphone that I've ever tried, period. And I think that finishes everything that I hate about this. So let's go over what I love about this. For a closed headphone, they sound awesome. Like really awesome, especially for the money. Like I said, they're a little bit possibly V-shaped, if not a little bit on the brighter end of what I would consider to be neutral. Now, the highs are very high, but they're not at all sibilant. So I would say that the highs were just getting to that level of comfortable/uncomfortable, just right in the middle of that range. The vocal ranges were amazing, and there was good separation from the instruments and the background music, but there was also decent separation between the instruments themselves, which I liked. The right and left imaging was phenomenal, really, really good. It is closed, so the soundstage wasn't totally impressive, but it definitely wasn't underwhelming either. It actually somewhat sounds semi-open, despite there like being almost no leak out of the headphone at all. So I consider that to be really impressive. Another thing that I found was that the bass response, it stays neutral, it stays what I would consider reference, but it's definitely present. And this probably is due to the fact that it is closed, but it has really impressive bass response. I like the bass on this a lot. Now, on their website, they emphasize accuracy and clarity. And I feel like that's a pretty fair representation of what these sound like. Do they sound the flattest in the world? No. Do they measure the flattest? No. All right, now regarding the type of music I would recommend listening to, instrumental was phenomenal, especially acoustics and orchestral. super, super great. Electronic music, as long as it's not mixed to be a bright mix, I would say that it's really enjoyable, especially due to the bass response. Where the headphones start to lose me is some forms of alternative where you have very bright and very loud female vocals, and basically all forms of hard rock music. If it hasn't been mixed to bring down those highs, I actually found it a little bit uncomfortable on these headphones, but I'm really bright sensitive. It doesn't really take much for me to complain about something being a little bit bright. For the sound, are they good for the money? Yes. As a whole package, that's a little bit harder because I'm a guy who likes build quality and I like comfort, and this has neither. In fact, it goes into the negative territories of both of those. So it's really not good. And if you read the reviews on Amazon, all the 1-star reviews are all about the build quality, the cup brackets, cracking, etc. Like, it just goes on and on. It's all about build. So it's hard for me to recommend buying something that might possibly break, but if you're willing to risk it, the sound really does pay off. It's a very good sounding headphone. Now, there's a second caveat to this, which is it worth it for the money compared to other things? If you were to just have the option of this, yeah, I would say go ahead and buy it, especially if you just are jumping into audio and you really want something that's gonna show you what really good audio can sound like, but the build quality will leave a bad taste in your mouth. Regarding other headphones in the same price range, I would say that for more enjoyment, you would want to go with an open pair of SHP 9500s, and for more technical listening, like studio use, monitoring, those sorts of things, I would actually go for M40Xs with Brainwavz pads on them. I think with the pads for the M40Xs, it's actually going to cost you a little bit more, but for professional use, I personally think it's giving you that little bit extra to make it worth your money. And the build quality is 10 times better. All right, guys, and then the last thing I'm going to say about these before I get out of here is that they're really, really efficient. They are 64 ohms, but I was able to push them just fine off of a phone. They're more efficient than the M40Xs, I would say, and I wouldn't hesitate recommending these for like mobile use, especially on like a train. Because of the sound isolation, it's really, really good. All right, guys, I think that will wrap everything up. If you enjoy what I do, if you like these videos, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It would really help me out. I am trying to turn this into a career, and every little bit helps. So thank you. If you are one of my patrons, you know who you are. There are a couple disclaimers to this. Because these are Z's headphones, I am going to use his Amazon affiliate links to these headphones. So if you do want to purchase them, please use that link. I also left links to the M40Xs, the Brainwavz pads, and the SHP 9500 down below as well. All right, guys, my name is Josh. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Don't do anything Mom would approve of. Peace.